Please, listen. If you don't, if you won't, if you fail to understand, then the same incredible terror that's menacing me will strike at you!
Admired the craftsmanship that goes into what you all do. Drag has, for me, been an opportunity to leave myself when I didn't want to be me.
Right.
Yeah.
And felt so completely out of place when I was in high school. Drag has just been part of my life for the longest time.
There are hundreds, even thousands of us here. We've traveled light years throughout the universe, always surviving, always growing stronger because we've learned. It's the race that's important.
It was billed as a tell-all from a couple now outside the confines of the British monarchy.
I mean, that's the sad irony of the last 4 years, is I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice. And then I was silent.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
The latter.
They come from another world, spawned in the light years of space, unleashed to take over the bodies and souls of the people.
The 2-hour interview comes amid mounting friction between Buckingham Palace and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The couple made the decision to leave the UK and their official royal roles nearly 2 years ago. In the interview, Meghan described what life was like for her in the royal family. She said when she was pregnant, palace officials spoke to the couple about the upcoming birth of their son Archie.
Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
You're not human. Yes, you have a human body, but your consciousness is alien.
The conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
Oh my gosh, of course. Happy to be here. Shall we? Thank you.
I made there safely and it was gravy. I met with the doctor and it was like really, really quick. It's just like literally in and out kind of like procedure, which is so crazy to me. But I had I cannot say this word. I can't say it. Local anesthesia? No, that's somebody's name. So yeah, I had local anesthesia, which means like they give you pills and like they knock you out, but you're kind of awake, like you're kind of aware of your surroundings. You're not like passed out. Like that's general anesthesia where you sleep and you don't feel a thing. Hopefully, but I was a brave 20-year-old transgender lady, okay, and I had loco, so they gave me some pills. I took it back and I like laid on the stretcher and they like rolled me into this room, and then I was kind of like really, really drowsy. I didn't feel anything, but like I could hear things kind of, like it was really, really weird. Halfway through the surgery, he's like, can you please open your mouth and say, ah, and make all these weird noises. So here I am laying on this freaking bed and he has a scalpel and he's like cutting my throat. And I was like, it was so weird. It was like scary, so scary. Now it was super important for me to find a doctor that would make the incision up in the crease of your neck, where you like tilt your head and stuff. That way you can hide it in the crease. I know a lot of doctors who do it like literally on top of the Adam's apple, which is not cute because you can see the scar, like it's so obvious. So you have to find a doctor. I really advise you to find a doctor who does it like up here. So that's where my scar is. It's about like an inch wide, and it's not like too big. It's not noticeable anymore. The scar has faded. You can't see anything. So yes, find a doctor that does the incision up here. So they cut it here and they shave it down. They don't remove it. It's not like a ball that they remove. They have some tools that they just shave down the cartilage. And it does not change your voice. I've had questions, people asking me like, does it make your pitch any higher or anything like that? The answer is no. You have to get vocal cord surgery if you want to have your voice higher.
She says tabloid scrutiny and life within the royal family made her miserable and lonely. She says at her lowest point, she thought about committing suicide.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening, constant thought.
Before this interview, Meghan accused the palace of orchestrating a smear campaign. Last week, the British newspaper The Times ran a report where sources claim she treated some of her staff so badly that they quit. The palace, which normally is silent on anything published in the papers, said it was concerned about the allegations and would investigate, which it notably did not do over Prince Andrew's sexual abuse allegations.
Not only was I not being protected, but that they were willing to lie to protect other members of the family, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband.
Yeah. Is everything in place?
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave.
We are their cattle. We are being bred for slavery.
I just thought, you were a guy.
Most guys do.
CBS reportedly paid at least $7 million to air the interview, which hit primetime in North America just hours after the Queen's own message.
Looking forward, relationships with others across the Commonwealth will remain important.
In that broadcast, there was no hint of the rift or some of the dark revelations made in the interview.
Prince Harry, remember when you told us to bring it at the Invictus Games?
Yeah. Careful what you wish for. Boom.
Oh, really? Please.
Boom.
So come on and take it easy yourself before you wreck yourself.
It's the historic moment everyone's buzzing about. Melania Trump meeting Prince Harry for the first time. And Inside Edition was right there. Melania wore a smart checkered pantsuit for her first official solo trip as First Lady.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 18, King James Version. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. This number is known to us as 666. There is a man whose name equals 666. He is known to the world as Prince Harry. His paternal surname and his maternal surname both equal 666. Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. What you are looking at is the coat of arms for Prince Charles of Wales. And by association, it is also the coat of arms for Harry, Prince of Wales. The first thing to notice is the beast on the left. You will notice by the red oval that the body of the beast is likened unto a leopard. Secondly, you will notice by the green circle that the feet of the beast are likened unto the feet of a bear. Thirdly, you will notice by the blue circle that the mouth of the beast is likened unto the mouth of a lion. Fourthly, you will notice a pink circle on the coat of arms. Inside this pink circle is a red dragon. This red dragon is the red dragon on the flag of Wales. This red dragon represents Satan, or Lucifer, the fallen angel, or the devil, or the serpent of old. And it is from this dragon that Harry gets his power.
Boom. I continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan.
It matters not how straight the gate, how charged the punishment, the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. What a magnificent soul it was.
Careful what you wish for.
Invictus, everywhere you find it associated with bombings, war, and the maiming of human beings. Even the Invictus games themselves are for our wounded warriors, wounded in war, no doubt by bombs. I am unconquered. The statement of defiance, rebellion, witchcraft. The poem itself seems as a declaration by Satan himself. The author, William Ernest Henley, required amputation due to complications arising from tuberculosis. Immediately after the amputation, he was told that his other leg would require a similar procedure. While recovering in the infirmary, he was moved to write the verses that became Invictus.
I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses. Can't define how I be dropping these mockeries.
Boom.
I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses. Can't define how I be dropping these mockeries.
Published in 1888, the last verse in the poem is charged with defiance towards the Christian God of the Bible. It matters not how straight the gate. An obvious reference to, enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
Please. Boom. Killing millions.
To save billions. A necessary crime.
Obama quoted Nelson Mandela's favourite poem, Invictus, in his speech at Mandela's funeral. It is interesting to note that the Church of Satan also uses Invictus to illustrate its own ideals. In the book, The Church of Satan, A History of the World's Most Notorious Religion, Invictus is used in the book as the opening epigraph. Chapter 6, Satan's Master Plan. LaVey affirms his commitment to destroy Christianity and herd mentality in all forms. It presents the 5-point program of satanic goals to change the world. Chapter 4, What Demons Conjured. Chapter 3, The Modern Prometheus. Chapter 2, Diabolical Consequences. Chapter 1, Let the Games Begin.
Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole.
I thank whatever gods may be
For my unconquerable soul.
In the foul clutch of circumstance,
I have not winced nor cried aloud.
under the bludgeonings of chance.
My head is bloody,
but unbowed.
Beyond this place
of wrath and tears,
looms but the horror of the shade,
and yet the menace of the years.
Finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate,
how charged with punishments the scroll.
I am the master of my fate.
I am the captain of my soul.
I am Invictus.
The Invictus Games has shown us what can be achieved when wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women rediscover their fighting spirit through sport. In London and again Orlando, we came away moved by the tales of courage that got each competitor through their rehabilitation to the start line of their chosen sport. Tens of thousands of people packed stadiums and millions more watched at home. We were all inspired. We've raised the bar high with each successive games, and I know that Toronto are planning an incredible event when they host the games in September. And I'm happy to say the Invictus Games journey won't end there. But where should the games go next? Well, we had 3 criteria. First, it had to be an iconic city, somewhere known the world over. Second, it needed to be a city with a proud military heritage, which would welcome competitors from all over the world with open arms. And finally, we wanted to go somewhere where they are absolutely sports mad and would really get behind our competitors. It was an easy decision, really. The 2018 Invictus Games are coming to Sydney. Yeah!
If it's Sydney, mate, you're going to need one of these.
Thanks, mate.
Good decision.
It's awkward. Sorry, mate. Oh, it's Kylie. Hey. Hi, Kylie. Good timing. The 2018 Invictus Games are coming to Sydney. Can I guarantee the Aussies are going to bring it?
Hey Prince Harry, listen, we're stoked the Invictus Games are coming to Sydney, but you don't need to tell the Aussies to bring it. It's guaranteed. No worries.
Sydney, it's on. Press the button, guys.
Dreams, cataclysm, the end of the world are very common.
It's not a dream anymore, it's real. I know the date it happens.
I'm sure it feels very real to you.
The year 2029, if I remember correctly. And here we are.
It figures it would be something like this.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure.
The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything.
He's a tall, Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Welcome to the real world.
The goal of a mass casualty event is to make order out of chaos. It will start with chaos and it will end in order. The question is how fast we can get order out of the chaos and how quickly we can get help to the people who need it.
From the moment that the bomb explodes to the moment that there's a stampede of people trying to escape.
The smoke begins to clear, but the disaster is far from over. And emergency first responders ensures that if it does, they'll be prepared. Dale Temach, I-24 News.
This is the world you are graduating into. This is what I want to talk about today with you for a few minutes. To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
Happiness hit her like a train on a track. Coming towards her, stock still, no turning back. She hear around the corner and she hid under beds. She killed with kisses, then for honest she fled. With every bubble she sunk with her dream and washing way down the kitchen sink. The dark days are over, the dark days are done. The hard days are coming, so you better run. Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father, run for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Leave all in loving behind. You can't carry it with you if you want to survive. The dark days are over, the dark days are done. Can you hear the horses and here they come?
You said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Can you explain what you meant by that term then? Just explain, because it's really simple. You said you didn't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. What did you mean?
Well, let me ask you.
Do you think that people that fly commercial are demons?
Give me a chance to talk, sweetheart. I'll explain this to you. But it's a biblical thing. It's a spiritual thing. It doesn't have anything to do with people. People. I love people.
On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Interesting. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up cozy in a curvature of silk and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work, and that night, as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken and revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bit me, heavens why. You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Jesus said,